Hello YouTube and welcome to Let's Go Code. In today's tutorial, we will configure Okta to secure our APIs. We will go step by step on how to 1. Register an app on okta.com using the machine-to-machine authentication integration. 2. How to retrieve access tokens using Postman. 3. How to inspect the details of the access token. What is Okta? Okta is a cloud-based identity and access management IAM platform that provides authentication, authorization, and user management services for web and mobile applications. So let's get started. We need to log into our okta.com account. After we log in, we will navigate to the Applications section. Then we'll click on Create App Integration button. And on this pop-up screen, we have a few options to choose from. But for today's tutorial, we will select API Services, generating access tokens for machine-to-machine authentication. Then click the Next button. And we will be redirected to set up our app. For this tutorial, we will create a contacts app and click the Save button. Once we get to the contacts page, we will have the option to edit our logo. We see the client ID below it. Let me save this to the side because we will need it later. Then we'll copy the client secrets, which we will need later as well. The final edit that we'll make is to uncheck the Depop setting. This app is created and is automatically added to the default auth server. As far as setting up our app on Okta, we're done. Now that Okta is set up, let's retrieve the access token using Postman. If you navigate to this website, there's documentation on how to retrieve your token, but let me show you how to retrieve it. If you go back to okta.com, we'll see our subdomain, which has the environment and tenant ID. And per the documentation, we need to use that URL as the base URL and add v1/token. Remember, it's an HTTP post. And let's fill in the HTTP request body. It does not matter what order we fill these, but we'll start with 1. Grant type, which for this tutorial we'll use client credentials. 2. The client ID is from okta.com. 3. The client secret is from okta.com as well. If we press send, Okta will return an access token back. If we fill this out correctly, we will get back an HTTP 200 with the following details: bearer token, expiration, this is in seconds. You'll see the access token and the default scope. Now let's copy and paste this access token and decode the token. And as you hover over the payload, you can see what some of them stand for. When I secure my APIs, these are the properties that I use most. 1, in my code base, I have to make sure that what I have for the issuer and audience match what's inside the access token. 2, the subject ID is client ID. I usually use the subject ID plus additional data to store who did what, whether in my logs and or my data store. 3, finally, scope. While the default scope returns organization, however, the way I use scopes is to A, set up scopes in Okta. B, when retrieving the access token, make sure to include that scope in your request. C, finally, in your code base, you have to make sure that you've set it correctly. That's it for this tutorial. Hopefully this was helpful. If you would like to see additional features in Okta, please comment below. And the best way to support this content is to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and make it a great day.